All right, what's up? Vincent Fink here. Welcome back. Just wanted to pop in here real quick and point at some interesting news at what's going on in the art market. If you are kind of wondering about this year and what your chances are as an artist to make it, well, there may be a little bit of hope for you this year. Things are looking pretty good. The art market sentiment is up for 2026, but the recovery has a very specific shape. We're going to talk about that real quick from an artnews.com article by Daniel Cassidy, just posted on the 23rd of this month, January in 2026. The art market is heading into 2026 in a better mood than it has been in years, according to a new global art market outlook report from research firm Art Tactic. After a long hangover following the 2022 peak, confidence is back, selectively, cautiously, and with clear favorites. More than half of the art market participants now expect the market to grow this year, up sharply from last year. Auction sales are already reflecting that shift. Combined fine art sales across major houses rose 11% year on year in 2025, driving largely by trophy works and single owner collections that finally tempted sellers off the sidelines. So, of course, the recovery, however, is not even spreadly. The strongest confidence, as you may have guessed, sits at the very top and the very bottom of the market. That part I found a little surprising until I read the next sentence. Works priced above $1 million are seeing renewed interest as high quality supply returns, while sub $50,000 works benefit from steady transactional activity and broader buyer participation. The mid market remains squeezed between the two poles with fewer buyers willing to stretch. So if you're in that mid market, where you're selling works between $50,000 and $1 million a pop, then you might be a little squeezed this year, and we're all going to feel really sorry for you because I'm sure your quality of life is dreadful compared to all the artists who are sub $50,000 a piece works. So just kind of a little bit of an insight there as to where people are thinking, projecting the markets are going. And then in terms of taste, the message is blunt. Modern and post-war arts are the anchors of rebound, with demand clustering around historically validated artists and museum-grade works. Younger contemporary art remains fragile, still dealing with the fallout from speculative excess and the sharp pullbacks at auctions over the last several years. Medium matters too, of course. Paintings dominate confidence, ranking by a wide margin, followed by works on paper and prints. Good news for me. NFTs and AI generated art are still at the bottom, with experts expressing little appetite after, the whole fallout. They have very little appetite for another leap of faith after the last cycle. We all know that the NFT bottom fell out fairly quickly after it got rolling. I missed out on that gravy train. I was just about to get into it. I was just getting started, and then it was like, hey, this is not really a thing anymore. So, I might still get into it at some point. I think it's a cool idea to link an NFT or a crypto to your art in some way. I think that's a really cool idea to kind of blockchain your art and add kind of I don't know, a different aspect of value to it, an added value, but real physical art cannot be replaced by NFTs. You can maybe add the NFT component, but it's not a replacement, not in my opinion, not in most sane people's opinion. So yeah, logic kicked back in on that one again, real fast. I think it's also worth mentioning, though, that the Middle East stands out geographically as the most bullish region headed into the 2026 year, backed by sustained institutional investment and an expanding calendar of fairs and auctions, headlined by Art Basel Qatar, which kicks off early next month. The US and part of Asia show improvement improving sentiment, while Europe and the UK are expected to muddle through this with selective gains rather than a full-blown rebound. So the takeaway is straightforward. You know, the art market is stabilizing, but just not roaring back. Not quite yet. Buyers want quality, history, and credibility. Sellers with the right material finally have an opening. Everyone else is still waiting. So, where do you think you fit in that? I'm kind of interested myself. Oh, look, we're looking at a fucking cheeseburger instead of my face. I thought I put it back on me. Fun. That'll be fun to look at. Well, anyways, that's your quick art news report forecast for 2026. I'd say that's good. Some good news in there. Yeah, a little bit of confidence coming back. Not necessarily the news you want to hear if you're in certain art making brackets, but actually fairly confident news for me in my medium as well as my price range, because it said 50K and less per pop. I haven't broke that ceiling yet, so maybe this will be the year I shoot for that. I make that, because that'd be pretty cool to sell more than 50K piece. Maybe I'll apply to a few opportunities for some public art. They have those, by the way. If you didn't know, you can apply to public art grants for a lot of your local museums and airports and large facilities. So anyways, if you found that interesting, hit the like, and let's check back soon with more art. I'm going to be having plenty of cool things, as well as the progress of my new series that I am in the middle of masterminding right now. I am getting all my ideas together. I'm ideating. I am in my imaginarium. And very soon this will be spawning off into something quite amazing. So check back. All right. Have a great one. Stay blessed. Best of energies.